know about life overseas as a black Christian missionary. Talking about relationships, God, fashion, and everything in between. Together, learning about a new culture and how they love. I'll take care of you, you take care of me, then everyone is taken care of. On Young Family, it's Lady A. You're watching MKJ TV. You're watching MKJ TV. On Young Family, it's Lady A. You're watching MKJ TV. You're watching MKJ TV. It's Avatar Teachers, really nice to meet ya. It's Avatar Teachers, really nice to meet ya. How you doing? It's Avatar Teachers, really nice to meet ya. It's Avatar Teachers, really nice to meet ya. On Young Family, it's Lady A. You're watching MKJ TV. You're watching MKJ TV.
Welcome, you've tuned in to MKJ TV, and it is I, Lady A, and I have a special guest. You guys know I love having special guests. I also love talking to y'all because y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. I had like 10 people send me out prayers for last week's conference. I appreciate you. I appreciate your lives. The conference was amazing. You guys will see, I have fresh footage that you guys will be able to watch on next week. So absolutely, it's going to be like you guys were there with me. I asked all the questions y'all want me to ask. It was just really amazing. A room full of travelers, entrepreneurs, people. Awesome. Well, you guys know it was hosted by expat women of color. And so the conference was all about ladies, lipstick, and luggage. So we got Diva on. They had a glam squad there, as well as just women sharing their stories about how they went from doing regular 9-to-5s to traveling the world full time. It just was amazing. So it was a lot of open doors, a lot of really, really great opportunities. And I will share all of that with you all on next week. So yes, I'm going to make y'all wait one more week. But it's going to be good. It's going to be worth the wait. Worth the wait. Actually, you know what? I love y'all so much. I think I may give y'all a sneak peek early. I think that's what's gonna happen. So maybe even before this video, maybe I'll bless y'all, and before this video, maybe you will have already seen the awesomeness of the conference. All right, so we're gonna see. But today, forget the conference, forget all of that. Today, I have here with me at MKJ TV Studios. Yeah, I'm speaking that into existence. I have with me today the one and only Maddie Stevenson. Clap it on up. Woo! Now, let me tell you why I love this lady, like love her to the moon and back. And I keep inching closer because I want y'all to see the energy that we have happening here. Yeah. So I literally met you maybe 2-3 months ago, maybe
3 years ago. No,
but that's what it feels like. It feels like we've known each other for years. True story. One of my other friends knows that I'm a nerd at heart and I'm super quirky and I like strange things. And so I was talking about Howard the Duck. And my friend brought it for me. And I was like, oh, you love me. Oh, my God. So I posted a picture. Guess whose favorite movie that is?
Howard the Duck. Early 90s.
It's crazy. Getting to know her is like getting to know myself, only a real flyer version of myself. So it's good. She's motivation for me to like catch up and live life grand. So today, y'all, it's all about her. I'm going to let her take over my show today because she is something really amazing. We're just going to hop right into it. But before we do that, because sometimes in the show we just start flowing and we forget to do the things. So I want you to hold up your book. Tell them the title of the book and tell them how your website, all that stuff, how they can follow you on social media. Go ahead and get that out of the way first so that as we get the flow in case we forget it, I don't want them to be like, well, what's her name? Where's she from? So,
hey, everybody. As she stated, my name is Maddie Stevenson. I am super excited about my new book. It is entitled, as you can see, From Peace of Mind to Peace of Mind. I know you're probably like, why she got to read the title of her own book? Doesn't she know the title? But anyway, that's just some of my crazy ways. We are on Amazon. We do have the book on Kindle as well. You can also go to my website and learn more about me, which is www.msenhance.com. I'll say it again because sometimes I feel like I say like 4 or 5 W's, but it's www.msenhance.com. I would love for you to get the book for yourself, get the book for a friend as well. I've had people order 5 books at a time, 10 books at a time. Hey, this is my disclaimer. I put it out on every video, every interview that I do. If you read the book at work and your boss comes over and says, "What are you doing?" Don't blame it on me.
So they can't show up at your house, right? Because then they got fired from reading your book.
No.
I understand. I definitely understand that. That is too funny. So thank you so much. So you guys be sure to check out her website. You can follow her on social media. If you type in Maddie Stevenson, it's gonna pop up. So let's hop into it.
All right.
This book is so apropos. That's the only word I could think of. Yes. Kunde Temune. Like that is the only word I can think of. It's so apropos because right now with everything that's happening in our country, it adds to the fact that, you know, life happens and things happen around us. But when you already are not in the right mind space,
right.
Something is someone cutting you off or an officer having a bad attitude. To the average person, it's a level 50. Mm-hmm. To you, you're interpreting that as like a level 100.
Right.
Because you're unchecked. So this book, I think right now, with the racial tensions that are happening in America, with people being more open, you know, social media lets you just get out there and say what you want to say. It's just so much information. We have so much access. Everybody has access to everything. This book is so needed. We have got to check ourselves on a mental level. So why now? What made you publish your book now?
Because you said something right then that was great. Because mental illness does not care who it targets. It doesn't care about your color. It doesn't care about your gender. It doesn't care about your economic class. Mental illness is serious. So it's very important to me that people start discussing honestly where they are,
right,
as far as their mental health is concerned. Because like you said, take it for example, everybody is familiar about what's going on in the time, so I can bring this up. The young man that did what he did in Texas,
right,
to the police officers. They said that he suffered from PTSD. I'm not sure the credibility or the underlying components of that story, but people are not getting the help that they need. That's right. Whether it's PTSD, whether it's schizophrenia, the list goes on. People are suffering in silence. Either they're over-medicated or under-medicated. So that's important in itself to me. People are killing themselves. And we're not just finding people who are quote-unquote poor killing themselves. Right. People that we feel like have everything. Whether it be millions of dollars, big homes, multiple homes, big cars, and they're killing themselves because they're not happy. Right.
And I think that's really where we as both believers, like that's how we cross paths with the world, is that everybody, we're looking to be happy. Who does, y'all want to be happy? Who does not want to be happy? But when we're unable to get through our own thoughts to get there, to find that path, that's when we get into other things. And you talk about that in your book. You use yourself as kind of like, I'll be the whipping post. I'll go ahead and be transparent about your journey. So let's talk a little bit about that. So in the book, what can they expect to find? What parts of your life can they expect to find in the book?
This book is very intimate. I share a lot of details, and I don't want to use the word that I'm a guinea pig, but I'm definitely being transparent, not because I want to be put on a pedestal, not because I want people to say, oh, woe is her, or whatever, because I survived it. Right. And God has definitely elevated me after enduring it. But there are so many people who did not survive it. Right. So I tell my story for those who did not survive it. I'm telling my story because there are people who are currently going through it, and they feel like they can't open up. And I'm telling my story for those who will go through it. But to answer your question, I talk about my sexual abuse as a child. I talk about my teenage years, how I was very promiscuous, in and out of very bad relationships, because I lacked self-esteem. I lacked real happiness, and I really was looking to find happiness in others when I really need to have happiness in myself. I also talk about how I've been married more than one time. I brought baggage into my marriage. I talk about ministry and trying to find my place in ministry, but not really looking like the template of what people consider ministry to look like. And I talk about God's next for me, which to me is the most important, because you've endured it. You went through it, which is the enduring part. And now, what did you learn?
Right.
What are you taking away? And don't hold it to yourself. How can you give it to others to help them?
Right. Now, you have a workbook component. It's not a workbook. It is a book. But there are pages where you can work through the content of the book. What gave you the idea to do that?
Because even after reading this book, there will be certain things that will continue to hold a person back from going to allow themselves to be vulnerable to others, because we do live in a judgmental society.
We talk about that all the time.
We do.
Judgment.
We do. And the workbook allows you to help yourself work through whatever emotions that you're feeling, because this book will make you go back into your own childhood and think about some things. When I was writing the book, there were things that I guess I had locked away in a vault and forgotten. And because I wrote the book, those things resurfaced and I had to deal with it. And I really had to heal from it, because I'll be very honest, some things I had not healed from when writing this book. This book took 4 years. And when I had to revisit it, I was crying all over again. I was staying up all night all over again. So once you revisit whatever you're going to revisit to repair the breach that happened in your childhood or in your teenage years or in your adult years, you'll find yourself needing to jot down things, write down memories, make goals for yourself. And I always put this plug in: when you do create goals or a plan of action for yourself, if you do not hit the mark, don't be afraid to revisit it. We oftentimes have to redo our goals, because sometimes they're unrealistic. We set the bar so high for ourselves sometimes. Some people don't set the bar high enough, but then there are those that are overachievers or massive achievers, I want to say. We don't do realistic goals, and then we become hard on ourselves. And that's not to beat yourself up, because you're still going through healing. We're all healing daily from whatever it is that we deal with in secrecy.
Yes. Okay, so
I know that was a lot of information.
No, it was. Talk to me about your own personal, so on my channel, this is, and they know, this is not a Christian channel, but I am a Christian, y'all know. And I always, tag God in whenever is necessary. But as someone who maybe is not a believer, what could they get out of your book? Because I have people from all walks of life who believe all sorts of things. And I think that it's so dope. Mwah, I love you all that y'all don't judge me because I believe in God. Because, that happens. You believe in God? So for people who aren't Christian, who don't know the church lingo, who don't, go to church regularly or see their pastors or whatever, what can they get out of your book?
Well, my book,
we all need some peace of mind. I just say.
My book definitely references scriptures. However, it's not going to be a sermon. So they'll get scriptures in my book to go along with the information that I give. So they'll know that this is not just me pulling something out the air. I'm actually have a foundation and a reference point for it. So they'll get that. Secondly, I believe that they are now going to get somebody that they feel, or get indirectly get somebody.
Because you're in there. You're all in the book. All this shit gonna pop up like, hey y'all. Yes.
They're gonna me. So now they get somebody who says that they're not super deep in God. I love God. Please, no, I love God. But I'm not super deep. I am very much down to earth. Don't feel like everything that you're going to do is going to send you to hell. Hey.
It's true, because it's not.
That's not the God we serve. All right? I don't care what you heard. That's not the God we serve.
It's not.
Nevertheless, they're going to get that. So that's second. That's the second thing they're going to get out of the book. The third thing that they're going to get, what was the original question?
But I love you though. I love it. For non-believers, what would they get out of the book?
All right, so far we've got scripture, we've gotten, and I don't even want you to edit this because this
we're gonna leave this in there because they love to laugh with me, so it's all good.
This is me being real. Okay, so they're gonna get the scriptures, they're gonna get the fact that I'm not super deep and I still love God, and thirdly, as a non-believer, y'all gonna get the rawness of what it took for me to go from bloom, 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 bloom.
Okay.
I'm not leaving anything out. Nothing's uncovered. If you can handle the book, get the book. Right. But that's what they're going to get as a non-believer.
That's awesome. So let's talk about believers, right? Or people in general, but specifically believers who look like us. Why, of the melanin persuasion. Why do you think that it's so hard for us to go to therapy? Like, as a social worker, as a clinical social worker, as a counselor, it is like pulling teeth. And what I find is non-melanin people have no problem asking me to come in and do a coaching session with them or a counseling session. They have no problem. Our folks, I gotta be eating dinner out, mind my business, me and baby girl, and then, I saw you the other day and I wanted to, well, go ahead and sit down, go on and talk. But we could have scheduled this, like, you didn't have to crash my dinner. Like, why do you think that we have this? Well, I mean, I know, not scientifically, I know educationally why, and of course it goes to slavery and cultural differences and blah, blah, blah. But what do you think? What is your opinion? Like, this book has just brought so many people to inbox you privately, but they would never come out and say, you know what, I didn't heal from this. I think I need some therapy. I think I need to talk through this and walk through this. What is the issue? Why do we have such a taboo for us?
Oh boy, here we go. For one, we always live by that little phrase, whatever goes on in my house stays in my house. Big mama don't want you going out telling her business.
Right.
For one, other people gonna talk about Big Mama.
Right.
Why Big Mama can't hold her stuff together? Because when she goes out, she got to be have this air about herself. Mm-hmm. She don't want people to know that she does not have it together, right, and her family has issues. Because it then goes to people feeling like you lack strength.
Right. And
it's not good to always have to be strong.
Right. Do you hear that, guys? Y'all don't always have to have it together. Mm-hmm. For real, true story. I heard in the conference, and I'm a sew. I don't know the lady's name, so I can't sew directly to her, but I definitely sent her some money when I find her name. I'm going to steal this. She said, everybody talks about keeping it real, keeping it 100. Let's keep it 100. But keeping it 100 means you can say that I'm at 85% today.
That's good.
Keeping it 100 means I'm at 20%. Keeping it 100 is I'm not at 100. We are not, none of us are at 100 every day. Right. Even on these videos, we edit because we're not at 100. Mm-hmm. When you see Instagram pictures or whatever, they airbrush, they have filters. You know why there are 20 different filters? Because nobody's at 100. So what level of 100 you need, we'll pick a filter for you. So that's true. You're absolutely right. Like, being at 100 means that I'm at 85 or 20, maybe.
And that's the truth of the matter. Mm-hmm. And we sweep stuff under the rug. Yes. We do not want to deal with it directly. And we take everything to church.
Oh, God. We do. I love me some God. God, when I tell you God, without him, I would not have any of the small things that I consider successes and accomplishments. But also, my God gave me wisdom. Go get you some help. Go get you some help. I know I had a traumatic experience when I was younger, and I've talked about it here on the show before. And, I stopped talking for 6 months. Wow. I stopped talking. And actually, it wasn't even the traumatic experience. I feel like sometimes God has given me some supernatural human survival ability because I've been through some things that probably should cause me to be in a crazy house. But it really wasn't the experience. Yes, the experience was tough on me. And yes, I did have to work through that sexual trauma as well from a family friend. But it wasn't even that. I think how my mother raised me and etc. I was able to kind of come through that. It was the response that I got behind it. The response was, well, what did you do? I literally stopped talking for 6 months after that. And my mom was like, okay, see, from chatty Cathy to stop talking, that's a problem. We need to go see somebody. And I'm so glad we did. Had she not, I don't think I'd be mute because I like to talk. But I definitely feel like I'd have some extra baggage and I have some extra things to work through. And when these opportunities to go be great came, I wouldn't be in a mental place where I had the peace of mind to say, you know what, let's try something new. Let's do, because I'd be carrying that with me, you know, that guilt, that baggage. So I don't know why we don't want to see somebody. If you're watching this and you've gone through some things that we, like her and I are survivors, we're on the other end. If you couldn't sit and have a light conversation about the things you've gone through, you need to see somebody.
You really do.
Not me. You can inbox. A lot of y'all inbox me, and I do. When you guys inbox me these long stories of your life, I read each and every word, and then I pray for you, and then I reply. So yes, reach out to me. But I'm saying you need someone outside of someone on the other side of your phone or computer screen that is tangible, real life, that you can talk to. And when you go with the open mind. As a counselor, we're not going to tell you our whole lives. What we'll do is help you work through your life and what's happening with you and give you some viable options that maybe you hadn't thought about in that processing. So, yeah, that's just a little plug for mental health.
I want to also add something. And if you're considering going to see someone, make the appointment. Don't necessarily have to confer with others. Hey, I'm thinking about doing X, Y, Z. Because sometimes they'll say, oh, girl, you don't really need to go through that. Or people are going through far worse. Yeah, people are going through far worse. But how can they define what's your worst? What was worse for you may be traumatic for me. Correct. So don't take the time to go and talk to somebody to see if you need to go see somebody. If you feel like you need to see somebody, go see somebody. Even if you're thinking about that you might need to, just try it out. You'll know. The first day you're there, you'll know. Oh, this is not for me. You'll know. Just make the most. Now, okay, you told me, we were just talking offline, and we were talking about your book and mental health. You said something, and I want you to re-say it because I'm probably going to jack it up. But you were talking about how we see mental health. And about we want to be healthy, but when we say mental health, that doesn't say that again. Explain that to them again. And we're talking about our bodies and our skin and our hair, but mental health is something different. So I'm probably butchering it. I'm sure that I am. But no, you did a great job. We always get on these health kicks about exercising, losing weight. I want a flat stomach. I want a high booty. I want to have the best booty. Forget high, just give me a booty. Give me a little. You want healthy hair. You go research which products to use if you're natural. I want to hold the moisture. If I have a relaxer or if I have a perm, whatever the case is, we take time to research all of that because we want to be healthy. But when it comes to our mind, we just don't think out the box or take the time to research what we need for our minds to be healthy. Whether it's drinking more water, whether it's sleeping an extra hour, whether it's taking a nap during the day, writing everything down on paper at night before you go to bed so you won't have these crazy dreams because you want to detox your brain. We are in overdrive all the time in regards to our mind, thinking about different things, because what may be a stressor to you may not be a stressor for me. We deal with anxiety, whether it's positive or negative. We do not think about our minds being healthy, and we really need to start thinking about our minds, because things start in our heart. We think it starts in the mind, but it starts in our heart. But our brain is where the nerves for the rest of our systems in our body comes into play, sends all the messages. So that needs to be healthy. I love that. I love that. And speaking of being healthy, part of being healthy, as y'all know, I talk about this, about being in balance. We want to be in balance. We have to live a life of balance. So in that, how do you balance? Because I told y'all she is my greatest inspiration. I'm gonna say this because we on camera and I don't care. You know, I prayed for her. She doesn't even know. I didn't know her, but I prayed specifically for you. I prayed for someone who did not make me feel weird,
who I could look at their life and like point out things that I wanted, but at the same time, someone who already is where I'm trying to go, a mentor. And there have been a lot of people that said they would be my mentors and didn't realize all of what composes me, and they were like, "Ooh, you got a lot going on. I have my own stuff going on. I ain't got time." You know? So, but then she just wonderfully came into my life, and it's just been really, really great. I always am at the other end. I'm always the big sister, so I've have yet to experience that, and I just love God that at the midst of all the wonderful things that are happening, I now have somebody who I can call and say, "Hey, this is what I'm going through," and she does not hold any punches, y'all. She be like, "No, girl, you crazy, come back." That ain't it. That's not what that is. Not at all what they were talking about. So, and I love that. So I just want to say on camera that I love you for that. I love you to the moon, more than I could possibly express for that. But one of the things, in addition to all these wonderful things I can continue to say about her, one of the things I love is that you have such a balance between this book, which is your passion, ministry, which obviously you've been called to, and your family. I am such a family. I love family. I think family is just the one thing that you should ride or die for. Forget, people say, "Oh, I ride or die for my job. I ride or die for my sorority." No, I need you to ride or die for your family, whatever package that comes in. And you do that. Like, we were on the way here and we were prepping for another, because we are a member of another organization, and then her and I are putting some things together individually outside of our organization, and we are having a full-blown business meeting, and in the midst of the business meeting, she's like, "Please hold. Yes, I know you're my son's coach, and this is what's going on." And now, mind you, she's got her laptop open because she's doing her online business at the same time we are talking about what we trying to do. I was just like, "Come through, mama." Yes. So tell me, how do you keep all of that in balance? And her kids are gorgeous on top of that. I mean, her kids are super cute. So you keep yourself together. She has a whole full-grown man at home. And how many babies? 2?
We share
three babies.
No, we share 5 children.
5. I couldn't even count them all. See, I messed up. 5. You have a son in Morehouse. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to HBCU. You have a son in Morehouse. You have a football player in the family. You have a daughter. She's about to be a model. Like, how do you find balance and keep your peace of mind and also launch a book? Like, how are you doing that? Because somebody needs to know.
Okay, so I have to. She said so much. I love this one. I love her. This is my sister for real. I don't know where she's been all my life, but she is on the scene. She's on the scene now. So for everything she just said, I have to give her a hug.
Aww.
I am a hugger, y'all. I'm a hugger. So some people I meet and I'm just hugging them, and they're like, "What?" And I have to tell them I'm a hugger.
Right. But get over yourself. I'm gonna hug you anyway.
Yeah, I don't know you, but I'm gonna hug you because you never know who needs a hug.
That's right.
But to say to give feedback on everything that you just said, I had always had this balance.
Oh, okay.
And I'm still toe up. But I have the ability to learn to prioritize. And I can truly say that going through life, making mistakes, learning from them, I call them learning curves. And
nice. I like that.
Learning curves. And, we have the SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Okay, one more time. Say that. SWOT. SWOT. So, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Sometimes people will take the O and make it kind of negative and say it's challenges and things that you can improve. I like to call that opportunities, because anytime something is a challenge, you can look at it negatively, but I want to look at it as an opportunity to be better. But to answer your question, I've used those things to prioritize what's important. So with everything, of course, I put God first. And there were times that I really had to balance between family, church, and work. Okay.
God is first, my family, work, and then church.
Okay.
Because we connect God and church, but they're really not connected, but they are.
Right.
I don't want to confuse people because we sometimes don't see that balance. But if we really do things in the hierarchy of what God told us to do, and even in society, when we're in business classes, they talk about the hierarchy of needs. And if we really balance our hierarchy, I put God first in all things that I do. my family, because my first ministry is at home.
Yes.
If my home is not taken care of, I can't tell you
whack
anything.
at church and I'm not going to receive
Right. And I can't tell you anything because, first of all, my husband's needs aren't met. My kids are raggedy. And I really got to prepare them for their future because that's what I've been called to do as a parent. So God, my husband, my children, then I have to work because I got to have those coins to help push the vision and take care of the home. And then we go into church where I am going to be his vessel. And church for me is just not the four walls.
Right.
This right here is ministry for me because I'm reaching people and everything that we do in between. And I'm also a multitasker. There's no way I can do all of this and say, hey, okay, I can't do two things at once. What? I would never get anything done. Just like you said, I was running a business, handling business with you, and use my phone.
Y'all, true story. I said, do you need a bag?
She said, do you need a bag?
I said, do you need a bag to carry your? And she was like, no, click. And it's like bing, like she's not just putting information, like people are binging and talking to her. That was amazing.
All the time. So, and you said a great plug when we were offline as well. Technology is amazing. That's why people need to understand we don't have to do everything face to face.
Right.
I service people all over the world, not just in the state of North Carolina. So the people that I work with are all over this world. Can you imagine if I said to them, we need to meet face to face all the time? They would probably go to somebody else. People need to stop with this face-to-face meeting all the time because it really does not allow you to be balanced as you need to be.
Correct.
And if we're going to be vision pushers, we have to flow with the times.
Yes, absolutely. Because the meeting that we just had so we can meet for the next meeting that we need to have. Oh, I'm over it. I have checked out already. I'm over it. So you're right. Technology. Now, funny, my dad, he does have a saying. He says, this technology don't, it's not that great. It just makes stuff more technical. And I was like, at first I was like, wait, no, grammatically that is correct. Technology makes things more technical. That is true. Yeah. But when that's a funny running joke in our house, but when you do use it, when you know how to use it, it can help you to flow in excellence. And that's what it's all about, definitely flowing in excellence. So we've covered the gamut today. We've talked about balance. We've talked about mental health. We're talking about peace of mind, which is something that the Lord gives us, but we have to actively pursue it. I believe you need this book to do so. Let me hold up the book one more time. Get this book, y'all. Like, true story. I thank y'all for the ones who have purchased my book. I really appreciate you. I think that it's amazing, but I think that in order to really shine your light, because my book is really, as you all already know, it is about journaling the journey, going through life with an identity that's God-given and being clear about who God has called you to be and trying to figure that out. That's all well and good. I think that that's needed. Obviously, I wrote a whole book about it. But in order to fully express that, in order to fully move through that journey, you need to have peace of mind to do so. Right. You have got to dismantle and unload some of the things you've been carrying around. And you guys know in my sessions, we talked about PAD, right? Process, assess, and detach. You have to process the things that you have been through, the places where you have gone, as well as assess where you are now. What is it that I'm lacking? What is it that I need? What do I already have? And then the things that are negative, the things that are toxic, you need to detach them. Let them go so that you can move on in freedom. And I believe this book will help you PAD. True story. Like, this book will help you PAD so that by the time you get to my book, you can freely work through and say, okay, God, now that I've got rid of this luggage, let's have this conversation. Let's have this one-on-one interaction. Let's have these moments of intimacy. Both books you can find on Amazon, but I'm telling you guys know I don't just put stuff on my channel willy-nilly. Y'all know that, right? So I'm telling you, you need to get this book. If you think you have issues, if you think somebody else has issues, if you feel like you're perfect and there's absolutely nothing wrong, you need this book. I believe your language might change after this book.
I just had I call it my mind bleed. Usually it takes place in my bathroom, which is my think tank.
Yes.
But it took place right then. And we will talk more about this. And you can add this if you want to. But I want to say this for real, because it's all up the press and I have not discussed it with her. She said something that was so key. Her book is called Awesome Truths. And how true is it that you need peace of mind? I think that her book and my book will work great alongside of each other because her book has letters from God that I know that she didn't just write down, that he really gave to her. So the awesome truths that he tells you in these letters, and yours is interactive as well. I think it goes well with that because how true is it that we do need to have our peace of mind? So work alongside, get her book and my book, and we have some things that's coming for you all in the months ahead. We may could do something where we can do a 2-book package, but we'll talk about that because I think it would be very key to hear what God really is saying about you, because he really wants, an awesome truth is he wants us to have a holistic life. He wants our minds to be healthy. So if our minds are healthy and we understand the awesome truths that he really, how he really sees us, not just how we see ourselves, because sometimes we don't see ourselves.
What other people say of how they see us.
But his truth, not my truth, not their truth, but his truth.
Absolutely.
It will work.
Yes, amen. I'm all for it. And you guys are going to have to stay tuned in. You got to stay tuned in on her website, which is Miss Enhance.
I am the capacity strategist.
Yes.
Helping you to expand your capacity.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So you're going to have to check out her website. Of course, you guys already know my information. She is LadyA.com. And you can get her book on Amazon. If you can't find her website, I don't know why you wouldn't. But in case you missed it, you can't find her website, you can definitely find her on Amazon. You can get signed copies from her. You have to inbox her and let her know, and she'll ship you a signed copy. Same here. But we have like a super exciting announcement. I feel like we should maybe kind of throw it out there. Just throw it out there. Okay, block your calendars, y'all. I'm so excited. Block your calendars, y'all. October the 29th of 2016. October 29th, 2016. We are going to be right here in the city of Raleigh. We're going to do our very first Writer Summit, and it's going to be called Write the Vision. The Write the Vision Summit. Whoa. Yes, it's going to be great. It's going to be so great. Of course, we'll be there signing our books for sure, absolutely, but we also have workshops in between. It's if you're a writer, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a studier, if you are trying to figure out who you are, like this is where you want to come so that you can write the vision, not just for writing your own book, but we'll empower you to do that as well, but writing the vision for your life, how to get from A to B. It's necessary to have a plan, and I find that, so we both have found, and that's why we decided to do this together. So many people don't have a clue. They say, oh, I want to be rich, or I want to be the next TD Jakes, or I want to do blah, blah, blah. No clue. Even the conference, so many people came up to me. They could sign up for sessions with the speakers afterwards. So many people came up to me and they know, hey, I want to go to Brazil, or I want to live abroad, or I want to study. No clue of how to get there. And so I was like, oh, that sounds great, but let's start at square one. You want to teach, you're going to need a certificate. Let's start there, you know. Do you have a passport? These are things that you need if you want to, and it's left in front of right. So we have actually put together a really awesome summit for you guys. You definitely can come out and see us in person if you're in the Raleigh area, or you could come into town for it. I promise you it'll be worth the trip.
You cannot say that without giving a plug for the other. Because remember, we said we was going to do two together.
You did. We did. Okay, go for it. Go.
Okay. So October 29th is Write the Vision. But if you come see us on October the 29th, we're also doing a conference February 4th, 2017. And what we're going to do for you, because you're so great, is we're going to put the two together where you can get a discount if you come to one and the other.
Absolutely.
We don't want you just to come
I believe in
one.
saving coin. Y'all know I'm the thrift queen. I only rock thrift store bought things. So this is a thrift find for you, okay? If you come to both of the conferences, if you purchase your tickets together, you get a discount. So do you want to tell about the one in February?
You can. You do it so well.
She did. She tried it.
I'll give you a title because the title rocks. February 4th, the title of the conference is Kingdom Hustle.
Boom! The Kingdom Hustle. Oh yes. So the whole idea is that no matter what you've been called to do, it is so hard as believers to find out not just how to put left in front of right, but to really get your niche, like how to get it off the ground. Everybody seems to be doing this. When y'all know how it is. When you get ready, it's the same thing. You buy a new car. You never saw your car anyway. Now you see your car everywhere. Like, dang, can I have my car? Like, everything. And it happens the same in ministry. It happens the same in the marketplace. You have an idea and you think about it. Next thing you know, somebody else has your idea. So how can we get our Kingdom Hustle on? How can we get our ideas from heart mode to reality? And how can we do it effectively so that it not only transfers into the earthly realm here, but it also transfers to your bank account, because you're going to need some money, right, to keep the coin going. So we want to share with you the things that we've learned along the way to get it from idea onto paper and into your bank account. So yes, so the Kingdom Hustle, how to get your hustle shuffle on. Yeah.
And you would say that they sound relatively the same. No, Right Division and Kingdom Hustle are really different. Right Division will be there. Kingdom Hustle will be bringing outside guests to come in and help. We'll be rotating classes.
Yes.
It's going to be phenomenal. So if you come to Right Division and come to Kingdom Hustle, you'll get a discount. If you come to one and not the other, shame on you.
I love it. Shame on you. It's a shame. This is a shame. A crying shame. But yes, and I just wanted to piggyback off of that for, you know, when you write the vision, we're doing that. We're writing the vision. But after it's written, now you need to know how to walk it out, how to carry it out. So it's kind of like school, but then when you graduate, it's time to go to work. So that's what we've got. School, we're going to train you and write the vision. Let's write it down. Let's get it clear, because then you need to be able to say what it is that you want to do. Let's get it clear. Let's make sure that it's God. Let's confirm some things. And then the Kingdom Hustle is, now that we know what we are doing, now what it's on our radar, we're focused. Now let's walk it out. So I'm very excited about both of those. Oh, she pulled it out of me.